you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. Today, we are making Clone Trooper armor, which I know is kind of crazy. I've been working on printing these pieces for weeks now. So I got 3D print files from Galactic Armory. They are for a 6 foot tall, you know, strong man, and I am a 5'2" female who is pretty petite. So we have been doing a lot of trial and error to get a lot of these things printed right, scaling things down, measuring, printing things that are still too big, printing things that are too small, and we finally have gotten to a point where I almost have all the pieces printed in the size that I need. We just need to do the forearm still and elbow, and then all of that again for this left arm. And then we're done, which is crazy. Oh, and the belt maybe. I'm at a point today where I can start to assemble these pieces. So these pieces printed in full, but 3D printer is not big enough to print like a full-sized piece. So we have to print in sizes, which has its pros and cons because a lot of our pieces did mess up, and because they were smaller pieces, we were able to start over again, where if we had printed a full piece, that just would have been a lot of time wasted. So this is half of the back. So the back is split into 6 pieces. So today we're gluing and soldering all of the pieces together essentially, and then I'm hoping to start on the sanding because I heard that that's like the worst part of the entire building process. I also do want to say I am only doing like a waist up Clone Trooper armor. Maybe someday I'll finish the bottom half, but for now I wanted it to be like girly and fun. So we're actually gonna do a leather skirt and then like tall boots and then maybe knee pads if we have time for that. That is where we are at with this. So let's get started. Today we have obviously my 3D printed parts. We have Gorilla Glue and we have the soldering iron, and I got all of this information that I am following from Galactic Armory as well as the print files. Also, I don't know if I even said, I am doing a 3/32 Ahsoka Clone Trooper because Mikey and I are going to Star Wars night. That's also why I didn't want to do the full armor, because I wanted to still be comfortable at Star Wars night. So we're kind of doing like season 7 from the Clone Wars, almost the final few episodes, where I will be the 3/32 Clone Trooper and Mikey is going to be Ahsoka. So very excited about that, but let's get started. I'm like very nervous but very excited. I don't know if you can tell, like my energy is like crazy. I really hope I don't mess this up because I don't really have a backup plan, so fingers crossed for me, please. Okay, so first we glue. This is going to be 350 degrees, and at first I was really scared because it's really hot, but then I remember that the hair tools I use on my hair go up to 425, and then I don't feel as scared. It's kind of crazy to me that we're just using glue, but I got a really heavy duty glue. It says it's for construction because that sounded strong to me. I'm just dabbing it a little. I think I used more than necessary on that first one. Okay, so it is together. Feels pretty trustworthy here. I don't know if the construction glue is the move or not, but it is the decision I have made that I will be sticking with, so. So I'm going to glue all the rest of the pieces together and check in when I'm done. As you can see, it is now dark out. That took a very long time, unfortunately, but the snag that I ran into was that the ab piece does not fit. We have printed 2 different size ab pieces. One is just a teensy bit too small, and the other one is like entirely too big, and there's nothing I can do to make either one of them work without reprinting that piece. So we have to reprint that piece, and that's the piece that takes a very long time to print, so I'm a little bit stressed. But I'm just gonna keep moving forward with the pieces that are workable and finished and fitting well still. So next is to coat everything with like a 3D resin. I just got this one on Amazon, and then I used this little light to cure it, kind of like curing nail polish in a way. So just gonna paint it on. It's supposed to fill in any of like the empty gaps that might have been left by the print. And once it cures, it's supposed to add like a hard shell that we can go in and sand tomorrow. So it does a little bit of extra smoothing and stuff and making it a little tougher before we go in with the sanding, which I thought I was gonna have time to do today, but it's gonna have to happen tomorrow. To be honest, I don't know really what that step did or what the purpose of it was, but we are done, and I'm just gonna let it set up a little more overnight and let the glue get a little harder so that these do not break, but we'll check on it in the morning. Good morning for day 2 of assembling my Clone Trooper armor. I have done a coat of, this morning I did another coat of resin on another one of the pieces that printed late last night, and then the ab piece is currently reprinting, which is so frustrating because I really wanted everything to be on the same like step so that I could just do it all at once. There's still a shoulder and a bicep that needs to print, so I'm gonna have to do resin and sand all of that at another time. But anyway, we're about to do sanding, which I hear is the worst part, so I think I will feel so good when this is done, so that is what's motivating me today. So let's go sand. I have it all in the backyard now. I have a tool that I'm going to use that hopefully isn't too big and tough for this project, because sanding by hand would kind of stink. And you start with like a 60 grit and then you work your way up to like 200, 300 at the very end for like a finer finish. So I don't know if that's important information or not, but I think it is, so I wanted to tell you. Here we go. Status update, I'm so hot under this mask. I think I just finished sanding this one. This is so hard because it has, I feel like this is the most important piece to look really nice, so I really had to sand where I connected all of the different pieces, and I drew on marker with it so that when I go over the next time with a finer sand, I make sure I don't miss any spots. So we'll sand until all the green is off next time. I'm not quite sure how this one works because there's no way I can like use the machine in between the buttons, so we'll see. My hand feels like it's being electrocuted, like it's just so used to the vibration of the sander that I now feel like I have electricity running through my fingers. Going with the one. I think my arm might actually fall off, so we are going to take a break from sanding, and this print just finished, so we have to go back to square one with what we were doing yesterday and connect them together. I'm excited because this one is definitely gonna fit. Now we are doing a primer on the parts that are finished with sanding. We have reached the point in the project where I get to start painting. So much of the hardest part is finished. I do have to sand a couple more small pieces, but as far as like the really difficult part, I feel like the really hard part's over, so that feels good. So time to spray paint. I'm just gonna do a white on almost everything. The only thing that gets all blue is the 2 shoulder pads. And my wrist has been killing me because I have really bad tendonitis. So if you have tendonitis and you have to spray paint something, this, after like the sanding and all, this Rust-Oleum thing just clips on top of the paint and it sprays a nice fine spray with this little trigger. It's been amazing. I used it for the second coat of primer and it made the world of a difference. Onto the blue. Hello, we're working going on day 3 here of making the Clone Trooper armor. Ashley is here and keeping me company while I do this. She's here from Wisconsin. Almost all of the parts I printed now. Knee pads. And what else was there? Little hand pieces. And then the belt. And that's it. So this is kind of like where the assemblies portion starts, and just finishing the spray paint because I also need to do the little A symbol on the chest piece. Okay, just finished mapping out this part. Ashley has a brilliant idea of using something other than tape to cover the rest of it so I don't have to tape the entire thing. Brilliant. Now I'm gonna go spray paint it and hope that it turns out okay. I started to really freak out and rush towards the end of building this because I was running out of time to make it to Star Wars night. So this was me finishing the paint job and also making the belt. I printed out some belt boxes and used Velcro to attach them to a regular white belt, and that's where I finished the project. What's up, guys? I'm embarrassed to admit how much time has passed since I made this, went to Star Wars night in it, and still haven't put it on to show the vlog. So I am about to put it on for the first time in a few months. Hopefully all the parts still click together, but I really want to show you guys how it comes together and what it looks like on. Without further ado, let's finally put this on so I can get this video posted. I start with black leggings and a black long sleeve shirt, so I'm gonna put those on first. Okay, so I have the base on. I forgot I do wear a skirt with this, so I'm gonna put this on before I put any of the other armor on. It would be cool to one day finish this and make like the bottom parts, but also I really just like the skirt. It's very me, it's very cute, it's very like feminine take on it, so I just love the surprise element of the skirt. I don't even remember what I should do next. Okay, got the boots. I think I'll put this part on next, and it just kind of goes on me here, and then it connects to the back. Back piece snaps onto the front piece. That. Okay, so this is what it looks like all around. This is supposed to have a piece of Velcro that keeps it up. It's just grown to be not very sticky anymore, and it's probably something I need to replace every time I wear it. Just a new strip of Velcro in the back there. Up next is my favorite part, which is the chest piece, which has 2 pieces and lots of ways to click it together. The back and the front connect with these buckles, so it just snaps together like this. And then this part, I think I can just put it over my head. Yeah. Oh, that's the piece, you know, there's like that one piece that really pulls it all in, the chest piece. And then I also have snaps here and here to snap the front and back piece together, but I definitely need help with that. These are the pieces that held up the least well at Star Wars night. One of the straps is actually missing completely from this side. If I could do this again, I would probably put buckles on everything versus the snaps, because they've been like problem free. Whereas as the snaps are just not holding well enough. And I honestly think it looks fine, like not totally snapped together. I'm not trying to be perfect. But if I wanted it to be perfect, that's what those elastic pieces are for. Shoulders snap on to the chest piece right here. The bicep piece also connects with more clips, I think. Or is this snaps? Oh, and then I put a snap here to connect those. As a beginner, I thought snaps were a great idea, and they did like look great in hindsight, but they worked really well on my arm pieces. Same with the left arm, just connecting the snaps from the biceps to the shoulders. This probably isn't necessary, but it does keep everything lifted up really nice. For the elbow pieces, I just hot glued some elastic, and they just slide right on. The forearm pieces are painful to put on. I just ignore it until it's on, but they really pull the whole look together. I think the forearm pieces are my favorite, other than the chest. And that fits together like a puzzle. So satisfying. Next up are the knee covers, and again, I hot glued elastic onto those. And then I just need the belt, the gloves, and the boots. For a girly touch, I opted for just high, like knee-high white boots instead of printing calf armor, and it was a lot more comfortable. Because I originally made this for Star Wars night, I was definitely looking for ways to make it comfortable. And if I'm going to wear it at cons in the future, which I definitely am, probably MegaCon might be my next one, definitely need to make it comfortable where I can. The belt is the thing that lasted the worst. If I had attached them a little more permanently than I did with Velcro, it would have worked better. So I definitely lost some Velcro pieces, but they would be on like this, which I think is such a cool look. There's got to be a better way for me to do that. That was the thing I did the very last, because out of everything, I don't think the belt is like the most important piece, but I do like for the look to be completed. For the 3D printer that I have, it has a belt, but it attaches to the, I guess kind of like, it's not a bikini piece, but it looks like a bikini piece. And because I did a skirt, I couldn't just print it like that, so I didn't have the belt to be printed. So this was kind of my makeshift solution, very, very last minute. So definitely would like to come up with a better solution for that the next time I wear it. Just putting these gloves on that I got from Amazon, and once again, just Velcroed on. And I need a helmet, but I couldn't wear a helmet to Star Wars night, so I don't currently have one. Hopefully, again, the next time I wear it, I will have a 332nd Clone Trooper helmet, or I can make like an attachment and be Captain Rex, but I think I like the idea of 332nd. This is the armor. This is the final look. This is everything. This is the armor. This is my girly 332nd Clone Trooper armor. Cannot wait to get a helmet. I had a purse that night of the helmet, so it was really clear what I was, but it was Mikey, so I don't have it, so I need to get a helmet. But this is it. I'm so proud of it, and it was so much work, and it was so satisfying, and I love that there's still work to be done on it, and I can make it even better and better as I go. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing couple of days ahead until I see you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!